What's up, everybody? It's Terminator Juice, and it's the early morning Juice Opinions. It's Friday, June 16th. E3's over. It ended yesterday. For me, E3's done when the Treehouse is done. So I got, 3 full days of that, plus, the other conferences starting last Saturday. I mean, it's almost been a week already. It's crazy. So, yeah, yesterday ended with the Treehouse. They announced DLC. First DLC will for Arms will be like a spectator mode coming this month, and then a new character next month, Max Brass. It looks pretty cool, and then they're gonna keep having characters come, and like the creator said, to break things up so that people get set in their ways and strategies, and they're gonna drop a new character to throw a little wrench in the cog and have people have to relearn or learn a new character and maybe learn some new tactics. So I really liked hearing that. And it was just great to see creator Yubaki, I think. First watching him just destroy Zerk after the tournament, and then having him go over tactics. The dude never jumps. He says he really only jumps when someone throws both arms out, and he stays on the ground. And that's something I want to do. I see everybody like Robert, he would jump and punch, jump, punch, jump, punch, like constantly. And Zerk figured that out. And also the creator Yubaki, he doesn't grab hardly ever. I think he threw one grab the whole time he was like demonstrating. So I'm gonna try to stick to the ground, try that strategy. Jumping will be a part of my game as well. But yeah, it seems like he was doing just amazing things by staying on the ground. So I think hopefully people will try to play a little bit more like that instead of just try to grab, jump, dodge, grab, jump, dash, grab, wait for somebody to punch, jump, dash, grab. Hopefully that kind of stuff doesn't last. You're going to see that with the ranked battles, I'm sure. But yeah, it's about 25 minutes from going to pick that game up. I'm excited, and yeah, I can't wait. So today I'm gonna be playing it. Tonight we're gonna try to get a friends lobby. So if you're a friend on the Switch and you're interested, let me know. So I'm not sure how many people are gonna turn up, and I think it's a 10-person limit in each lobby. So we'll have to see how that goes, and yeah, we'll play it by ear. And then Saturday, Robert's going to be home. He wants to play Saturday night after his tournament appearance. Definitely want to play him. So it's going to be good stuff there. So let's talk about E3. And I thought it was a good E3 overall. I was a little more critical of Microsoft at first till I saw Sony's. And then I kind of was like, well, Microsoft really wasn't that bad. A lot of games, obviously most of them not exclusive, but they showed a lot of games, and they actually had variety, and they had games with like really cool art style, games like look lower budget, but then like Anthem, you got the top tier looking games, and they really had it all. Whereas Sony's it was the games we saw last year with a few new games from this year, and they all look kind of similar. Spider-Man visually looks different, and I mean, I'm gonna wait and see more, but I mean, I'll probably pick that one up, not full price. I know some people are really excited about it, but all the other games just kind of look dingy, grim, realistic looking. Days Gone, God of War, you know, Detroit had a little bit more of a slick style to it, but not my type of game. I don't like those interactive movie like. And just in case there's an issue, YouTube has been having some problems. I almost wasn't going to do this. I see the chat got disconnected. YouTube's been having errors all morning, so that's why I waited. I was going to do this at 9, but so hopefully chat's back up. Hopefully there's no issues with this actual stream. But anyway, Sony's was a little bit dull for me just because I've seen all the games last year, and the games didn't have a lot of variety. There was no really cool artistic style to any of them, and I know there's other games that are coming up this year. They didn't show them at E3. I guess there was a pre-show. But like Ubisoft was a good presentation. A lot of those games aren't coming out for a long time, but it was still a good presentation. And then Bethesda's was kind of unnecessary. Could have just been a couple trailers, and it is what it is. But overall, that was a good E3. Nintendo Spotlight was good. Gave it like a B. And then the Treehouse was just probably the best year, I think, for the Treehouse. They didn't have maybe as many games they showed as like 2014, where they showed a ton of 3DS, ton of Wii U games. But overall, it was really solid stuff. We got the amazing announcement of Metroid Samus Returns, which is like almost my game of show, right behind Super Mario Odyssey. And yeah, really good stuff there. The people are entertaining. And then a few of them, Teresa, you got Kendra, Audrey, Sam. They're not too bad on the eyes. So overall, good Treehouse stuff. Learned a lot about Salmon Run, the single player for Splatoon 2, which was great. Saw some exclusive Mario Odyssey levels and really learned about the mechanics there. The game looks amazing. Can't wait to play it. So overall, it was a good E3, and definitely Nintendo provided me with the most quality entertainment. And so, for me, it's a no-brainer. Like, I take a week off of work almost every year, and what I want from E3 is something to do all those days I have off. If I was a Microsoft fan, their E3 ended Saturday. Like, they showed a couple things, a few little new gameplay clips. Same with Sony. They showed off Detroit gameplay, which kind of told me what that game is, and doesn't look. It's not my cup of tea. Let's walk around and look at stuff. I guess if the story is really good, and if you really get to play like a detective, that would be cool. But my point is, they did show some new gameplay clips sporadically, but for the most part, it was like, oh, Anthem developer or gameplay demo, developer interview, and then it's just what they showed at Microsoft's, the footage they showed. They replay it and they talk over it. They do that for so many games. So it was nice to see a few games got some actual exclusive new gameplay. But for the most part, Microsoft's E3 ended for me on Saturday. Sony's for me ended on Monday. And Nintendo's went from Tuesday all the way through Thursday. So that's how I look at E3, and I want to respond to Leveled Head Gamer right now. He did a video giving his perspective, and he looks at E3, and for whatever reason, every person's different. And John Shaw looked at it different. He chose to look at it from the perspective of Nintendo trying to sell the Switch beyond the already established fan base, people on the fence, the non-Nintendo fans, and he chose to judge E3 based solely on that. It is what it is. I completely don't care about people on the fence. I don't give two shits about non-Nintendo fans, what they think of E3. I watch it for my personal entertainment. But let's just go into that just a little bit. How do you know that non-Nintendo fans and people on the fence didn't see that new Mario Odyssey trailer, which was light years ahead of the first trailer? How do you know that didn't win them over? How do you know the Pokemon announcement didn't win them over? That's the thing I just have to question. You can say that. You can say it didn't, but show me proof. How do you know? You can't even put that in any kind of factual form. It's just how you feel. You feel that people on the fence, it didn't win them over. I don't know how you know that. You're not on the fence. You bought a Switch. So I don't know how you could put yourself in somebody else's shoes with so much certainty that that someone on the fence wasn't won over by the spotlight. I mean, there's Metroid fans who never bought a Wii U, find out there's a Metroid Prime 4 coming. How do you know there isn't a bunch of people that are now, oh, I'm going to have to get a Switch now? Like, you just don't know. I can't say one way or the other. I can't say they did or didn't. So to judge it on that and to make a statement that that's the fact of the matter is it didn't do that, I don't know how you can say that. And again, I don't care about people on the fence. Like, it doesn't matter to me if Nintendo wins over any more people, because they already won over a ton of people. The Switch is selling. They can't keep it in stock. It's got great momentum. They got great games. So even if I was looking at it from that perspective, there's millions of people who want a Switch who can't get one right now. So I don't know how you can quantify how many more millions, or how many, or how they didn't gain any more people wanting a Switch from the spotlight. So to me, it's kind of a weird way to look at E3. I mean, from my perspective, do you see games you want to play? Was it entertaining? Are you excited about being a Switch owner? I mean, to me, that seems more important than worrying about, what other people on the fence or non-Nintendo fans are thinking about Nintendo. I don't really worry about what non-Nintendo fans think of Nintendo at this point. And he made the comment that, well, that's what doomed the Wii U, is people with my mindset, where you're just selfishly enjoying the games that they're giving you, and not letting Nintendo know that, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. And that led to the Wii U's failure. I love the Wii U. I mean, 4 years of really great games. Yeah, there were some droughts here and there in the beginning for sure. I don't care that the Wii U only sold 13 million. I didn't care that the Dreamcast only sold 9 million. I played great games on the console. For me, it was worth the money. And but the reason the Wii U failed wasn't because someone like me enjoyed the games they put out and didn't, harp on Nintendo for the things they were doing wrong. It's because they came out of the gate without any major titles. It took them a year for 3D World, and then basically 2 years to get really into the mainline games, Mario Kart, Smash, Donkey Kong, and Bayonetta, and then 3 years before we saw Mario Maker, which would have been a system seller at launch, Xenoblade Chronicles X, all that stuff. It was just bad planning. The system simultaneously came too late and too early. It was just bad all the way around. The Wii U, as it stood, should have been out at least a year sooner, maybe 2 years sooner. And then they should have just waited another year, on the other hand, and made a better system and had more games ready. So I don't think it was Nintendo fans who were putting their head in the sand caused the Wii U to fail. But it also, they did make a point, which I agree with, because the system didn't sell and wasn't successful. It had a shorter lifespan, 6 months short. The standard Nintendo cycle is 5 years. The Wii U made it 4.5 before the Switch came out. The Wii was the longest. Between the Wii and Wii U was 6 years. They only did that one time, I think, maybe one time before. So yeah, it was shorter, but it wasn't that much shorter. It wasn't like a year, 2 years short. So overall, I don't really think that that's a real fair point to why anyone should be maybe not concerned, but just paying attention to what happened with the Wii U and not having that happen again. Nintendo's already fixed that with this first year lineup. So anyway, it's just crazy to me. If you want to just sit there and look at the spotlight by itself and judge Nintendo's E3 on that, and if it won over new fans, you have every right to. So, no hard feelings. It's just, I completely disagree with that. I can't relate to that mindset. I just wanted entertainment. And the whole thing, well, only hardcore Nintendo fans watch the Treehouse. Probably, but they take those clips for those particular games, they upload them on YouTube. So anybody can watch a 20-minute clip of ARMS or Mario Odyssey or Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If they're interested in an RPG or something, they don't have to be a Nintendo fan to see a 30-minute clip of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and watch it. So I think that argument's kind of, on one hand, it's true when it's live, not everybody's watching it, but when they upload those clips, people share it, people like it. You see on Twitter, hey, so-and-so liked this video. So that kind of stuff over the next couple weeks will get viewed by more than just Nintendo fans. And I just think, like I said, I judge E3 on how much entertainment value it gave to me, on games that I'm excited to play that are shown from all the companies, even though Sony didn't really have one that I'm super excited about. I will probably pick up a couple of them down the road, but nothing that was super exciting. Microsoft had a couple really good, like Ori 2 looks amazing, and a couple of those the Last Night or something. I think it had really cool art style. And then Nintendo showing games we knew about for the most part, but we hadn't seen Fire Emblem Warriors gameplay. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 hadn't seen extended gameplay. We saw trailers. Mario Odyssey, we saw a trailer. The new trailer was way better, plus the gameplay. So the Treehouse for me is like, it's like 5-6 hours of just here. I don't have to do anything else. Now I have this. And yesterday they covered some things they had already covered. They showed the Zelda DLC again. They showed Metroid Samus Returns again, pretty much the same stuff. So I picked up my Switch in portable mode and I played Snake Pass and 100%ed it finally. I went back in 5 or 6 levels. I had a few coins and orbs to find and played that while the Treehouse was going on. And then when they did the ARMS DLC, I put the Switch in sleep mode and checked that out. And it's just, like I said, I need something to do when I take a week off. I don't want to just watch a press conference, just watch a spotlight, and E3 is done, So for me, I want entertainment. I want something to do while I have that time off, and that's what the Treehouse does. And ever since they did the Treehouse, which was 2014, I think was the first year, I haven't looked at E3 the same since. And maybe some people still do. To me, I can't. Like, that was a game changer. That was as big of a game changer as anything that's ever happened at E3. And, Sony, Microsoft do their live stuff too, try to, follow suit. But it's just not the same. They don't show people really just playing games and really, like Mario, that dude kept dying. Like, you won't see that anywhere else. And for some people, you don't like to watch people play video games. I get it. But you can't tell me you're not intrigued to see just a little bit of gameplay of some of those major games, especially Fire Emblem Warriors. The trailer didn't show any gameplay, so that's the only place you got it. And for me, it was a great week. It was probably the best Nintendo's ever done at E3, in my opinion, just because, throughout the years with the Treehouse, there's been some technical issues sometimes, or people trying too hard to be entertaining, or they got the translating thing down a little bit quicker. Some of the first segments, you could tell they had pre-asked the questions to the Japanese developers, so that they didn't have to speak in English, get it translated to Japanese, get the answer, translate back to English. They asked the question and then they answered it and then translated it. So they've improved there. The wait times for a lot of the games was way shorter, and just the production value was the best it's been, and the show floor looked amazing. That's another factor that a lot of people don't consider because they're not there. But talk to Robert, who had the best show floor, what has the most interesting show floor. They had a ton of Mario Odyssey, what do you recall those, setups, but people were still waiting all day to play it. So overall, and then I forgot, talking about non-Nintendo fans or people on the fence. Well, IGN revealed their top 3 stories of the week, which is the stories that got the most clicks. And number 1, Pokemon RPG announced for Switch. That's the number 1 article that got the most traffic all week. Number 2, Metroid Prime 4 revealed for Switch. Most traffic all week. And then number 3, I forget what that one was. It was either a Sony or Microsoft Xbox One X or something. It wasn't a game. But so the entire site of IGN, the top 2 trending stories for the week was Pokemon announced for Switch and Metroid Prime. That's not just Nintendo fans clicking on that stuff, not just Switch owners clicking on that stuff. That's tells you that reached a mass audience. And then their game of show was Super Mario Odyssey. That's not just Switch owners. That's not just only Nintendo fans. Maybe it's just Nintendo fans. There's not a single Sony fan who could click for that game. Probably true. But there are people that are unbiased, that have multiple systems and really just like games. They're few and far between, but Mario Odyssey wins Game of the Year or Game of Show for IGN. Last year it was Breath of the Wild. That's 2 years in a row. And that tells me it's more than just the 3 million Switch owners clicking on that. And then, again, the Mario Odyssey trailer, forget what it was up to. After one day, it was at almost 5 million. And I think it was over close to 8 million, somebody said. Let me look. Yeah, it was just a trailer. It was in the spotlight, judge the spotlight, 600,000 views on the spotlight, but like 8 million views on the trailer. So you don't just have to judge one thing, because they take that trailer, they upload it separate, and guess what? A bunch of people are going to see it. And then let's see. Yeah, 7.2 million views. The original trailer, 23.3 million views. There's 3 to 4 million Switch owners out there, and these trailers are getting 23 million. That tells me there's just a ton of people who want to Switch, who are excited about Super Mario Odyssey, and they're just waiting to get one, more than likely. So hopefully Nintendo can ramp up production like they've been saying, and meet the demand, because the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe week sold worldwide. The Switch sold like 360,000 units, which is like better than the Wii U ever did in a week, except for at launch, I think, and maybe Black Friday. But yeah, I'm talking about sales. It's not because it matters to me that the Switch sells. Like, obviously I want it to have a 4 or 5 year life, but the fact that I'm already getting all these great games confirmed and I'll be playing them, I mean, it would suck, but if the Switch was done in 3.5 years, I played 3.5 years of awesome games. I mean, yeah, it would suck, but anyway, kind of lost my train of thought there when I brought up sales. Like, if I talk about sales, it's usually a newsworthy thing, like 360,000 in a week that Mario Kart 8 comes out. That's pretty newsworthy because, like I said, the Wii U, I don't know, did that maybe twice, 2 or 3 Black Fridays and then launch. So to me, that's newsworthy. It doesn't matter to me that the Switch is selling, and other than it's newsworthy and I talk about stuff, but I completely lost my train of thought when I went off on that. Let me see if I can recall where I was going with that initially. Oh yeah, they need to have production, because if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sells that many, what's going to happen when Splatoon 2 comes out, when Mario Odyssey comes out? They're going to have to really have their production numbers are going to have to be up there. Otherwise, people are going to start getting frustrated if this game's out that they really want to play and they can't pick up a system to play it on. It's a good problem to have, but it's also, you don't want to have it become a major problem. And hopefully they're replenishing, but hopefully they're still, let's say they manufactured 200,000, and then when they do the replenish, I'm kind of thinking they're like, well, we'll ship 120, 130,000, and they're backpiling this bigger number for Splatoon 2 when that comes out. Maybe that's not happening. Maybe they're shipping every single thing they manufacture, but they really need to get those production numbers up. And I know there's reports that they're having trouble getting parts. They're fighting with Apple for the iPhone 8, I think, for parts. So it's like, yeah, that sucks, but they got to figure it out. And when Splatoon 2 comes out, they better have like 500,000 Switches on the ready worldwide, because I think that's going to be the biggest Nintendo first week sales of all time. Like, globally, it's going to launch globally. In Japan, it's going to do huge. I wouldn't be surprised if it does 1 million in Japan. Like, I don't know. It's probably not even 1 million Switches in Japan yet, but if there was, I think there would be 1 million Splatoon 2 copies sold. I think you're going to see Pokemon and Monster Hunter and Yokai Watch numbers when Splatoon 2 launches. Just give Europe like 100,000 copies. Make sure Japan has at least one copy for every Switch that's available in that country, because this game is going to be huge. And I just don't want to see reports that, people couldn't find a Switch, because that's bad for you know, just for the people that want to enjoy your games, obviously, but it looks bad. And it look at some point it goes from, well, they're doing it on purpose to, well, they're just incompetent, you know. So you just don't want that. And it's, like I said, a good problem to have, but hopefully they can rectify that, and especially for the holidays with Mario Odyssey, with the amount of attention it got. Hopefully they don't run into that and become a major problem, where it's just, not only is it hard to find, but people are scalping it for ridiculous price around the holidays, and you know, just going to hurt them too, because that's lost sales. I'm sure they're fully aware of this, so hopefully they got a solution. So I got one more thing quick, and then I'm going to go pick up my copy of ARMS and start playing it. But Reggie was asked about the online, the app. There was a couple of interviews. The first one was just talking about the delay, and he said that, you know, just like their games, when they delay something, they do it for a reason, and it's usually you know, it's always worth it in the end. Look at Breath of the Wild. So he used the word world class when they talk about delivering their products, and they want to make sure that they've added everything in there and that it's working, that it's going to be world class. So I like to hear that part. And, you know, a lot of people kind of, like I said, pulled the IGN, where they only focused on that stupid headset and didn't talk about the price or the delay. And the delay's only a good thing, I think. For one, it's longer time that we don't have to pay. It's going to be free online for longer. And two, it tells me that they really want it to be good. And, you know, for $20 a year, I don't have the most high of demands for what it is, but I expect it to be good. And to hear that, you know, the delay was to add things and make sure it is the best, you know, Nintendo's quality standard for the service, that was good to hear. So just keep that in mind. Nintendo, they usually do deliver on most things, and I think they're going to deliver with this. And then someone asked him about the actual app. So he said the benefits of the app are, you know, for one, everybody has a smart device basically, and it's ambiguous or whatever. You don't have to. It's not going to only work on iPhone or only work on Android. I don't know about Windows Phone users. You know, you guys, it's time to give that up. But anyway, and then he confirmed, yes, the phone app is the way that voice chat's going to work at the time. There's no other plans for it to go through the system. But then he said that they can do frequent updates with the nature of apps. They can definitely get updates out quicker, and they feel it's the best way to make sure it's got everything it needs, because they can just quickly implement something, a fix or an addition. And it's, you know, for whatever reason, he did specify that he thinks that the quality of it will be higher, which is kind of what I was thinking. I didn't really want to say anything till I got to use it and heard, but you just got to assume that using your phone in an app, which you got Discord, you got Hangouts, the quality of the voice chat, the sound quality is going to be leaps and bounds better than going through your system, being Bluetooth, like the PS4, Xbox One, being Bluetooth to your controller, and then having you know, wire into your controller, or Bluetooth from the system, or USB, whatever. You just got to think the sound quality is going to be light years better. So we'll have to wait and see. But it does, again, confirm that the voice chat is exclusively through the app. And then they asked about the wired headset, and he said that is just one option from one of our manufacturers, just like I said, and it will not be the only way or only setup option, just like I said. I didn't go into details, but I have a feeling right before Splatoon 2 we're going to find out. And he said in a past interview, any way you can connect to your phone to do communication, you'll be able to do with the app. So Bluetooth, if you got a business Bluetooth headset, or a wired, you phone call, like headset, hands free. That stuff's going to work. So we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I think it's going to be pretty good, but I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to be hyping myself up that it's going to be great, but I'm not going to be like, oh, it's going to suck. I'm just kind of in the middle. I'll wait and see, and hopefully it's good. But from what he said and knowing they delayed it, I have a feeling it's going to have some pretty cool stuff in it. So anyway, I'm going to go and get my copy of ARMS. I'm probably going to pick up Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4. I think it's on sale for $40 with my Best Buy discount. That'll be about $34 after tax. Because ARMS, while I can't wait to play it, and it's going to have a lot of hours of multiplayer on Friday and Saturday nights, I think it'd be good to have a complimentary game to go with that. And the Zelda DLC does come out on the 30th of this month, which I'm really going to get into, that Trials of the Sword and stuff. But I think I finished Gravity Rush 2 yesterday finally, so probably going to pick up Horizon and give that game a shot. Hopefully it's good. But yeah, so we'll see you guys. If you want to try to get into the ARMS lobby tonight and Saturday night, let me know on Twitter or whatever. Obviously we can only have a certain amount of people, but we'll have to see who shows up. If there might be slots open or might fill up right away. So looking forward to that. And until then, I guess we'll see you guys on Monday for Juices Loose. So everybody enjoy your weekends, play some ARMS, let's have some fun, and look forward to E3 2018. So that's going to be it. We'll see you guys later.